Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we will be discussing about Afta, ASEAN Free Trade Area. For International Trade Presentation, DPP 40093. Before we dive in, let's meet our team members. First, myself is Nushaza Najra, my number metric is 1050, and my friend is Aina Shafina, her number metric is 1094. And the other's friend is Nurul Shahira, her number metric is 1097.
Now, I will continue with my part of the presentation, which focuses on the overview of ASEAN Free Trade Area or AFTA, including its background, objectives, member countries, and its form of integration. AFTA stands for ASEAN Free Trade Area. It was officially established in 1992 during the ASEAN Summit held in Singapore, under the framework of Association of Southeast Asian Nations. The main idea behind AFTA was to encourage economic cooperation among Southeast Asian countries by reducing trade barriers such as tariff, import duties, and restrictions on goods traded within the region. AFTA is classified as a free trade area, which is one of the simplest forms of regional economic integration. In this type of integration, member countries agree to reduce or eliminate tariffs among themselves. But each country still maintains its own independent trade policies when dealing with countries outside the region. So, unlike a customs union or economic union, AFTA does not require a common external tariff or shared economic policies. Each country still has full control over its own trade regulation with non-member countries. The establishment of AFTA has several important objectives. Firstly, it aims to increase intra-ASEAN trade, meaning trade between ASEAN member countries. By reducing tariff, it becomes cheaper and easier for countries to trade with each other. Secondly, AFTA aims to attract foreign direct investment or FDI. Investors are more likely to invest in ASEAN because they see it as one large integrated market rather than separate small economies. Thirdly, AFTA helps to improve the competitiveness in ASEAN countries in the global market. When production costs are lower, local industries can compete better internationally. Fourthly, it reduces production and trade costs for businesses, which benefits both producers and consumers. Lastly, AFTA promotes stronger economic cooperation among member countries, encouraging them to work together rather than operate individually in isolation. AFTA includes all 10 member countries of ASEAN. These countries are Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia. All these countries are part of ASEAN and work together under AFTA to promote regional trade liberalization. This cooperation allows goods, services, and investments to move more freely across the borders, which helps strengthen the overall economic stability of the region. For a real-world example, we can look at Malaysia's Digital Free Trade Zone or DFTZ. This initiative was launched by the Malaysian government in collaboration with Alibaba Group to support the growth of e-commerce and digital trade. The DFTZ is strategically located at KLIA Aeropolis, which allows it to function as the logistic and e-fulfillment hub for international trade. One of the key benefits of the FTZ is that it helps small and medium enterprises or SMEs to participate in global trade more easily. Instead of relying only on physical stores or traditional export methods, businesses can now sell their products online to international customers. In addition, the FTZ improves efficiency by speeding up customs clearance and simplifying logistics processes. This reduces delivery time and cost, making Malaysian businesses more competitive in the global market. Overall, this example shows how digital trade initiatives can complement traditional trade agreements like Afta by making cross-border trade faster, easier, and more accessible. To conclude, Afta focuses on traditional regional trade integration by reducing tariffs among ASEAN countries, while the FTZ focuses on modern digital trade by enabling cross-border e-commerce. Both concepts play important roles in strengthening regional and global trade systems, but in different ways. AFTA focuses on physical trade liberalization, while the FTZ focuses on digital transformation in trade.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurushaira Benguban Rashid. My metric number is 1097. Good day everyone. Today I will explain two main parts of my topic, which are the comparison between regional integration organization and also the concept of digital free trade zone and its significance in trade. For the comparison, I have chosen the ASEAN Free Trade Area or AFTA and I will compare it with the European Union. First, both AFTA and EU share some similarities. The main similarity is that both aim to promote trade between member countries. They work to reduce trade barriers such as tariff so that trade can happen more easily. Besides that, both also encourage economic cooperation and help strengthen relationship between countries in their region. In simple terms, both organizations support regional integration and economic growth among their members. However, there are also a clear difference between them. The first difference is the level of integration. AFTA mainly focused on creating a free trade area, which means it reduced tariff between countries. But each country still keeps its own policies. On the other hand, the European Union is much more advanced because it is not only an economic union, but also a political union. Next is about tariff. In AFTA, tariffs are reduced gradually among member countries, while in the EU, most tariffs are completely removed and allowing free trade without many restrictions. Another difference is the authority. AFTA does not have a strong central governing body. Each country still makes its own decision. Meanwhile, the EU has stronger central institutions like the European Commission that help manage policies for all member countries. Lastly, in terms of movement, AFTA has limited movement of people and services, while the EU allows free movement of people, goods, services, and capital across member countries. So, overall, AFTA focused mainly on trade cooperation, while the EU is a deeper form of integration that includes both economic and political unity. Next, I will explain about the Digital Free Trade Zone or DFTZ. The concept of DFTZ is an initiative created to support digital trade and e-commerce activities. It helps business, especially small and medium enterprises, to sell their products online and reach international markets more easily. The main purpose of DFTZ is to help SME expand globally through digital platforms. It also aims to simplify cross-border trade by reducing complicated procedures and improving the efficiency of logistics and delivery system. In terms of significance, the FTZ plays an important role in regional and global trade. First, it boosts international trade by allowing local business to sell products worldwide. Second, it supports SMEs by giving them access to global platforms such as Alibaba Group, which helps them grow their business. Besides that, the FTZ also improves logistics by speeding up custom clearance and delivery process. This makes trade faster and more efficient. Lastly, it strengthens ASEAN position in the digital economy by connecting countries through e-commerce and digital trade system. For trade impact, AFTA was established to reduce tariff barrier between Asian members and encourage free trade within the region. For trade impact, we have to increase intra-regional trade and diversified trade product. For increased intra-regional trade, by removing tariff on goods and service, Afta has significantly boosted trade between Asian countries. For instance, intra-Asian trade grew from about 10 billion in the early 1990s to over 600 billion in recent years. For diversified trade product, with more open market, Asian countries have diversified the range of product trade, moving beyond raw material to manufactured goods, electronic and services. For example, post-Afta, countries like Malaysia and Thailand saw a sharp rise in their export to neighboring Asian countries owing to reduced custom duties. Second, we have investment impact. AFTA has made Asian region a more attractive investment destination. For investment impact, we have to increase foraging direct investment and then enhance supply chain linkage. For increased foraging direct investment, by lowering trade barriers, AFTA has attracted more FDI, especially in manufacturing and service sector. Investors are drawn to region improve access to larger and integrated market. Second was enhanced supply chain linkage. AFTA has facilitated the creation of regional supply chain. For example, electronic firms based in Singapore or Malaysia have expanded production into other Asian countries, benefiting from lower costs and seamless movement of goods across borders. Thirdly, we have regional cooperation. AFTA has strengthened ASEAN's role as a single economic bloc on the global stage. For regional cooperation, we have to enhance regional cooperation and collaboration with external partners. For enhanced regional cooperation, AFTA not only facilitate trade but also help to align policy on custom, logistics and regulation to improving regional cooperation. Collaboration with external partners. ASEAN economic integration under AFTA has led to stronger economic ties with countries outside the region. Free trade agreements with China, Japan, Australia, and the others have been more accessible because of AFTA foundational work in creating a unified economic community. For the next slide is sharp growth in intra-ASEAN trade and FDI since after implementation. The chart above highlights the growth in intra-Asian trade and the increase in foraging direct investment inflows since the implementation of AFTA. In intra-Asian trade has experienced significant growth, especially from the mid-2000s onward, reflecting the benefit of reduced trade barrier. For FDI inflow have similarly risen with Asia becoming an increasingly attractive region for investment, especially in the manufacturing sector.
In conclusion, AFTA plays an important role in promoting regional trade by reducing tariffs and encouraging economic integration among ASEAN countries. It helps create a more competitive and connected regional market, which benefits both businesses and consumers. On the other hand, the Digital Free Trade Zone or DFTZ represents a more modern approach to trade by focusing on digital platforms and e-commerce. It allows businesses, especially SMEs, to expand beyond local markets and reach global customers more efficiently. Together, AFTA and the FTZ shows how both traditional and digital trade systems can work hand in hand to support economic growth at both regional and global levels. That's all from me. Thank you.
Before we end our presentation, we would like to give to you guys some questions. The first question is, what is the main differences between AFTA and the FTZ? I will give you guys in 1 minute to answer the question. Answer is AFTA focus on traditional trade such as tariff, physical good and trade agreement within ASEAN. Meanwhile, the FTZ, they focus on digital trade such as e-commerce, logistics, SME, and access to a global online market. The second question is, why did ASEAN create Afta? The answer is, ASEAN created Afta to increase trade among members countries to attract investment and compete more strongly in the global market. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.